This is a review of the pyzalien 2. This isn't the pyzalien 2, but that's because I've already sold it, so I'm going to use this as a prop. Why did I buy the pyzalien 2? So my shortboard, the Album Twinsman, was away. I sent it away. So I was at home without a shortboard and I really wanted a shortboard. And I saw this board secondhand, it was really cheap. And I wanted to try it out. So it was 510, it was like 28.5 litres, which was by far the smallest shortboard I've ever ridden. So it was kind of like an interesting test to see how I do with that little amount of volume. I'm 5'9" and I'm about 75 kilos. And I'm definitely not an advanced surfer. I'd consider myself an intermediate surfer. I wanted to try and find like a board that would sit in the water a bit more, maybe a bit sharper rails. And I liked the idea of the swallowtail because I like swallowtails. I like having that bite. It's not a bog standard shortboard, but it's pretty close. Like it's a very pulled in nose, fairly pulled in tail, not quite as pulled in. The nose is really pulled in. Rocker, quite a bit of rocker through the nose, quite a bit of rocker through the tail, but he does have, Pyzel, he has this flat spot right here that he talked about. And I think I felt that, because when you get your feet in the right spot, it actually did have quite a bit of speed in small waves. Contours, bottom contours, it's just a single, double, it might have a tiny bit of V, can't remember. So how did I experience it? So my first surf was at Winky Pop, and first wave I got up and I just remember thinking, wow, this thing is so nimble. Obviously it's a shortboard, it's 5'10", it's only 28 litres, it's extremely nimble. I was running FCS2 accelerators, which probably made it even more sort of, not twitchy, but yeah, twitchy. It would have been interesting to run it with some more raked fins. I didn't actually do that, but anyway. So it sat in the water, it slowed my surfing down. Like, so it slowed me down on the wave, like I wasn't racing out in front of the shoulder, which was nice. And I had to generate my own speed, which I kind of liked at the time. Depending on what you're going for, that can kind of be a good thing, because it's easier to stay in the pocket if the board's a bit slower. And yeah, I remember the second wave I got, I threw it on rail. I did like a really drawn out bottom turn because I was noticing that when I bottom turned, it was almost like it was so twitchy and able to turn that if I tried to do a normal bottom turn, my bottom turn was too small, so I had to like really draw out my turns on this board, which was really interesting. And I took that and applied it to other boards, and actually I think that helped my surfing, is learning that from this board. So I drew out this really nice bottom turn and then did this really nice top turn, and I was like, holy fuck, this board's sick. Like I really liked it after that wave. And then I got one more wave that session. It was pretty busy at Winky, but anyway. Now I surfed it a bunch at my local break. And I've surfed it a bunch at this other small break and a beach break. So surfed it when it was small, and I took it out thinking that it was going to be bigger, but then the waves are smaller, but it actually still worked reasonably well. The waves were probably like waist high, and it still worked, which was really surprising to me because it was only 28 litres. So I think it's not a potato chip, so it's got that flat spot in the rocker. I think that really helped in the smaller stuff. And then I surfed it in the beachy, and it was pretty small at the beach break too, and it still worked, but it was quite cuppy, so... yeah, so in summary, I think the pyzalien 2 is a great all-rounder. It's got quite a bit of headroom in terms of size, I would say. With the swallow, it's got a nice bite, so you feel pretty locked in on a bigger wave. And then on smaller stuff, the flat part of the rocker, I think, really helps it carry speed through the small stuff, which is good. The volume and sizing, I think if I were to do it again, I'd probably go 511, but I probably wouldn't go 6.0, I'd probably go 511. I sold it. The reason why I sold it is because it didn't really make sense. Like, in my quiver, I had this really small, low volume shortboard, which I actually kind of preferred in smaller waves to this board, which is I kind of prefer in bigger waves. It wasn't super easy to catch waves on. Like, I could still catch waves, but it wasn't like easy to catch waves. If I was surfing on my own, it'd be fine, but in a lineup, it was tricky to navigate a lineup with it, because it was just, you had to be fighting in the pack because you're on a 28 litre shortboard, obviously. So, but yeah, that's why I bought it. That's why I sold it. That's the shape of it. That's how it felt. Would I recommend it? If you're after a shortboard, a thruster that can go good in a variety of waves, I think, yeah, go for it. I think John Pyzel says it's his favourite board in his list of boards, even more than the Ghost. So, Noel Salas really liked it. I remember that. It was one of his favourite boards, I think. But yeah, I haven't got that much to say. It's just a shortboard thruster. Apart from that flat spot in the rocker and the swallowtail, it's pretty standard, and it felt like that. It worked good. Definitely not easy to ride. If you didn't have your feet in the right spot on it, it was shit, which is like a bit different to most of my other boards. Like this board, if you have your feet in the wrong spot, you can't turn super well, but it doesn't feel shit. Like, it feels kind of nice. You can almost mid-length on this board. Yeah, that's it. That's the pyzalien 2. Quick board review. That's my experience with the pyzalien 2. Watching. Like and subscribe if you like mediocre surfing and probably overthought surfboard reviews.